I think the only difference is really the health protocols and obviously distancing and the sanitizing. When it comes to the cricket related stuff, is it more or less the same? Obviously, the one adjustment with no saliva on the ball has been a big change, but I think more or less the preparation side of things has gone normal to any other tour. We haven't done anything different to what we normally do in terms of our preparation. We've had a really good time together, and we really cherish the opportunity to come together quite early and put in some solid work. But in terms of the dynamic of the actual series, I don't think our preparation phase has been any different. As I said, the only thing different would have been the health protocols, face masks, the sanitizing, the social distancing, and no saliva. To tackle your first question on the saliva, the only thing we've done is just to put the body sweat on it. There's nothing else you can do. As to the impact it would have on the series, I guess you'd only tell when the series starts and we get into the series. So we have trialed it obviously in our warm-up games, and it hasn't gone too badly for us. But again, these are different conditions here in Southampton, so we gotta wait and see what happens on the field. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Everyone is excited. We've sat up at home for a couple months and we haven't been doing what we've been accustomed to doing for years. So, yeah, I think it's a really positive moment in cricket. And I've been watching, obviously, the football on TV. Formula One is just about, to kick back in. There's been a little bit of horse racing here and there, golf. And it's been different. But I guess after a period of time, people would become more accustomed to this new norm. I'm sure it wouldn't last forever, but as it relates for the present, I think it is what it is, and we are all just finding ways to cope with it. Not in a position to name the team at this present time. We normally like to leave it to the last minute. We've often see things happen overnight in terms of pitches. We come next morning and things may change. So we like to give ourselves a fair chance to evaluate the conditions and then make our decision on the morning. I'll leave my advice to Stokesy after this series. But look, I think England are in capable hands. He's an excellent cricketer, a great competitor, and I'm sure the guys in their dressing room look up to him as well too. So pretty much he'll have experienced campaigners in his dressing room as well to help him along, I'm sure. So I wish him all the best in his tenure in this one game, perhaps as captain. I'm not sure. I guess I'll have to ask you guys, and again, I don't really like to get into these personal accolades or these ICC rankings or what's not. I think quite rightfully you made a statement around Ben has always been talked up, and quite rightfully so. He's a really good cricketer, but the ICC rankings say that I'm the number one ranked all-rounder and maybe don't get as much credit as probably I deserve. Who knows? But I don't get caught up with it, to be honest. Journalists are there to write their stories. I am merely here to play cricket, and it's always a good battle on the field when you face competitors like Stokesy, you face competitors around the world. So more or less, I think you should ask the question to maybe the relevant sources who put the stories out and who put the post out. So I think that's as much as I can say on that. Well, if you're looking at stats, you'll probably say England. Broad and Anderson have bulk of experience, bulk of wickets between them themselves. Then Stokes, he's had his success. I guess those would be more or less confirmed three. If they play a fourth seamer, I guess it's a toss up between Jofra, Chris Woakes, who both have done equally well for England. Maybe Mark Wood as well, who had a good start to his career as well. So they've got a really good balance. But if you look on recent form, I think our bowling attack is definitely right up there as well too. Shannon, Kemar, myself, and even Alzari. I think Alzari is really coming to his own over the last couple of seasons. And then we've got Shamar Hold on the bench, who was a young guy who's had a really good first class season. Played some 18, had some success as well too. But it depends, I guess, what you're looking at. If you look at overall stats, then it's hard to look past England. With Broad and Anderson heading their forefront. But I think on current form, our bowling attack is pretty solid as well too. So let's just hope that our bowling attack continues to do well, and we really put up our hands and stand up for the team. It could be a fair assessment, just based on the recent past of our fast bowlers doing really well. They're obviously experienced as well too. So if we could definitely get the runs on the board, it doesn't have to only come from the top order. I think we're putting a lot of emphasis on the top order. Yes, they haven't probably lived up to the expectation, but in general, it's still a team sport. We just got to put runs on the board. However we get them, personally, I don't care. It's just a matter for us to put the runs on the board and make our bowlers have something to work with. Look, I don't deal with too much of the talking before the series. I think cricket has to be played on the day. What I would say is that England are probably favourites in their home conditions. They're a very, very strong side in their home conditions, and it's proven. They've got a really good track record at home. So we've got our work cut out if we want to beat England. England are not going to just roll over and die. They're going to come at us very, very hard. And those guys want to win just as badly as we do. So I really expect a keen contest. And it's a matter for us now to dethrone England in their backyard, which is not going to be easy to us.